Hi, this is Exploring with Em and Stu.
And today we've taken a little trip up here on the Norfolk coast near Cromer. And of course, being the Norfolk coast, it was covered in all sorts of defences like most of the East Coast was, and all over England, in fact. And we thought, why not take you lot for a little look at a few of the defences and interesting military features that we know are still here. Right now, we are just to the west of Cromer town, up on an area called Howard Hill, which is one of the highest points, I think, actually, of the town. So, of course, it's got some sort of defences. So let's take you for a little look. Now, as you can see, we're actually coming up a hill, and you can see the town of Cromer behind us. And this area of Howard Hill actually overlooks the entire town, like I was saying. It also overlooks the coast. Now, there was a few bits and pieces up here. Some, like I've said, are still here, and some unfortunately aren't. We believe just behind us there was actually a Vickers machine gun post, basically like a large pillbox with a big embrasure in it. Sadly, we believe that's now actually gone. And up here, just in front of me on the hill, where there's actually some houses now, there was another pillbox. But if we carry on up this little track here, there actually are still some of the remains, and they're quite interesting, so we're going to take you for a look. Now, as you can see, today this area is heavily overgrown, and I can only imagine what other little bits and pieces are probably hiding amongst the overgrowth that haven't been discovered or have been completely covered up. And we do know, like I said, of a few little bits that are still here, but I can only imagine that there's probably an awful lot more hidden under here somewhere. And so here we are, as you can see, pretty much the highest point on this hill with the beautiful view of the coast behind us. We've come to our first rather interesting feature, which is a section post. And we're going to tell you a little bit more about that when we're joined by Stu.
So here we are on top of the section post.
Yes.
That's it.
So like I was saying, this area was covered with numerous pillboxes, Vickers machine gun posts, very likely lots of spigot mortars, maybe even a slight training area this could have been used for. Unfortunately, a lot of that has now gone, but the most significant one, which is this section post, is still here. Now, the reason why we brought you to have a look at this is because we don't find them very often, do we?
Not very often. No.
A section post is essentially a hardened trench works. Sometimes they have a roof, this one does, sometimes they don't. They're a little bit like a pillbox, but a lot more interesting. I actually only know of maybe one more that's actually in Norfolk, so that's why we thought we'd take you for a little look. And I've got a little bit of information I can tell you. There's not a lot, but maybe we'll take you for a quick tour of it and tell you what we can tell you.
Okay, so I think what we should do is what we normally do: lower Emma into a hole and see what she can find.
See if I can find.
Okay, so let's go, shall we?
So we've decided to show you a little bit of this section post from the top, because underneath it's quite overgrown. We will try and show you a little bit afterwards, but this is certainly the best way to show you. So here we have a brick structure with a concrete roof. Like I said, this particular one did actually have a concrete roof. It's a large L shape, I think it's about 7.5 meters wide. We've got the entrance down here with a bit of a blast wall, I should imagine. This would have been likely built around about 1941, like most of the defences along here. But like I said, we don't often come across these section posts, so we thought we'd take you for a little look. And I'm going to take you for a look in there to see if there's anything left, hopefully to show you. Right, so Stu's very kindly helped me down here. Not the most easiest of entrances to get to, as you can see, but we're going to point out a few features to you. So just here we've got that blast wall I was sort of saying to you about, which would have protected the entrance here. And just down here, probably very slightly lower down than it would have been. I imagine this has all grown up sadly over time. We've got the entrance. Let's have a look and see. I'm imagining it's probably full of rubbish, but let's have a look inside. This, strange enough, this door frame looks like it's been replaced, doesn't it, at some point? I guess maybe they're trying to look after it, but as you can see by the amount of rubbish, certainly a lot of people are not trying to look after it. But we're not going to touch anything in here. We're literally just going to have a look. So, oh, there we go. We can actually stand up quite well. So here we go. As you can see, this, as I said, it was L-shaped. So we've got two arms of sort of these embrasures, sort of loopholes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them, look, all the way along here. And of course they look out, not that you can see, but they look out right over the coast. They would have given you a great field of view back in the day, sort of any approaching enemies that were sort of trying to attack. And just down here, we've got another arm of loopholes. This is sort of more looking towards the town, down this way, sort of east towards the town it would have been. I'm not sure if this would have been quite so sunken originally, but of course you've got to remember these have been here for about sort of 60, 70 years now. But sadly, they're not the most desirable places to visit. I'm sure most pillboxes are like this, unfortunately. But let's have a little look at this construction. So on the roof there, you can see we've got the corrugated metal that they would have poured the concrete onto. Again, that's something that we quite often see. And this one is sort of brick lined inside. Sometimes these sort of things are made of concrete as well as bricks. But this one's predominantly just bricks. But bulletproof, I think, like I've already said. But these guys, so like I said, 7 or 8 of them would have been down here, I guess, sort of looking out onto the view of the coast and sort of watching. I do believe that these were also connected by a bit of a trench system, maybe connecting the other pillboxes as well. But normally, and you can actually, I'll just turn my torch down a little bit and find a bit that hasn't got too many swear words. You can see here that there's some little, well, basically this is where some shelves would have been, just along there. Look, can you see little bits of wood? Sometimes they were wooden, sometimes they were concrete. This particular one looks like it had wooden shelves, and that's where ammunition, or where they would have been able to basically sort of stand their guns ready and aiming out over there. But I don't think there's anything else I can really show you. No electrics, no sort of plumbing, nothing like that. So there you go. Right, so that's a very quick tour of inside this section post. Like I said, we don't often see them like this, so thought it was worth coming down and giving you a quick look. Shame that it's been rather neglected over time. The other one that we know about in Norfolk is in a very similar condition, I do believe, but obviously quite a lot of people know about this, but maybe they don't know what it was used for. So I hope, if you're interested and you've always wondered what it was, maybe this sort of gives you a little bit of an insight. But anyway, it doesn't smell particularly pleasant down here, so I think that's probably enough. And I'm going to crawl my way back out of that door again, and we'll meet Stu back up there.
Okay, so Emma's now out of the what is it? What's this?
Section post.
Section post. I keep forgetting. Section post. She went down there very bravely. A lot of beer bottles, a lot of glass,
It's
and
not,
graffiti.
yeah, it's not very pleasant. Stu actually had to lift me sort of in and out, hence the reason he didn't come in it. But as usual, I don't mind. I suppose I'll have a shower when I get home. But that was quite interesting.
That's it.
Like I said, we don't often see things like that. Like there is another one in Norfolk that I do want to try and have a look at some point in the future. Yeah. But up on Howard's Hill, there is 1 or 2 other things that are still here.
Yeah,
so.
well, this isn't the only part. So we're going to take you to the pillbox now, and a spigot mortar.
There is 1 or 2 other little bits. So
we're going to go there now. And obviously you've seen the view where this this beautiful view that you get from sitting up the top.
You can see why they chose this as a location, because this is quite incredible with the coast one side and the town the other. I mean, it was, if we didn't know this was here, we would have assumed there would have been something here.
That's it, exactly. So let's get on to the next part of the video and come along with us. Okay, so we're now down off of the
top of the section post, and just before we actually head off to the next bits, we just thought we'd show you why we filmed from the top instead, because you can't really see it very much anymore. You know, here's those sort of 6 or 7 loopholes along there and along there, but it's just peeking out there, isn't it? So I don't think it was as overgrown as this, obviously, when it was built.
No, of course not. But we are going to be heading now to our next section, so come along with us and let's go.
So we just brought you over the hill from where the section post was over here, and we're actually on the other side of the hill, and there's a few defences here, we think for a completely different reason as to why that was there. The first thing we're going to show you, I mean, if you weren't looking for it, you wouldn't know it was here, is a spigot mortar. Now, we've all seen them. If you haven't seen them before, then there was a great big mortar gun put on here. We've actually got a picture of one that was sort of reconditioned down in Essex, so I'll pop a little photo of what would have been mounted. But this is much, much bigger than the ones that we would normally see. So, of course, it wouldn't have been sunken like this. There would have been a bit of a trench, and the guys would have probably had some ammunition lockers around it, maybe a sandbanks, maybe even the concrete ones, but sadly it's all long gone. But just up the hill here is something else. So just up the hill here, we've got that spigot mortar just down behind us. We've actually got right up high on here a biggest machine gun post, a little bit like a pillbox, but slightly different. This one is still in extent, unlike the other one, which was at the entrance to the hill that we showed at the beginning of the video. Might take you for a little look in it, but I think first we'll take you for a little look on the outside of it.
And so here we are. We're at now the pillbox, which overlooks this absolutely stunning view of the railway line. Obviously, this is an original rail line. This is what it would have been protecting. So obviously, as you know, around Norfolk, a lot of the railways closed down.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I suppose a lot of the hills that are around Norfolk that haven't got railway lines actually have these near it.
I imagine so, yeah.
And this one still exists. So it's
Yeah.
really nice to see. Doesn't protect it anymore, but it's nice to see it still up here.
Yeah, because this is the Sheringham to Cromer line, that obviously goes down to Norwich eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's actually still here. But this, well, we call it a pillbox, is actually a biggest machine gun post.
Oh, yes.
So they're a little bit more substantial, normally a bit larger than a pillbox. They don't normally have as many loopholes, but we'll take you for a little look and show you a bit of the outside, show you what details that we can.
That's it. Well, okay then, we'll get Emma to do that right now.
So here we have it. Like I said, I think this might actually have only one embrasure, which would have been where that biggest machine gun would have gone. Sadly, slightly overgrown now, but we can just about see it. They were normally much larger than just a loophole that you would get on a standard pillbox. This has actually got a little bit of the metal surround still in place, which is quite nice. Whatever was on the other side was either originally sunken or has become sunken since then. But concrete roof, brick sides, and just down here we've actually got the entrance, which as you can see is protected by a bit of a L-shaped blast wall just there. But I guess this is probably the time when I take you for a little look inside. So as with the section post, this is also quite overgrown, but I can actually get in it just about on my own, hence the reason we wear quite thick trousers. But there's actually some steps that are just about still in extent here. Sadly, a bunch of rubbish as usual, but let's go and have a little look. Right, so here we are, typical what we normally see inside these things, full of rubbish. I'm going to try not to show you too much, but there we go. So it's quite nice to actually see inside one of these biggest machine gun posts. I haven't been in too many before, but as you can see, look, there's that loophole that we sort of saw, more of an embrasure really this. And look on top there, that's quite unusual. That very likely was the mount where this machine gun actually went. And you can just about see there some sort of bracket. I'm guessing that sort of held something in place. Maybe that was something to do with holding the actual gun in place. But no, that's quite impressive to see all of these sort of details that are still actually here. If I just turn you around, you can see, like I was saying, unlike a pillbox, look, there's no other loopholes or embrasures or anything. That is literally just it. There you go. Unfortunately, a lot of graffiti. This ceiling, as you can see, was actually made of concrete poured onto sort of a bit of a wooden mould. They poured the concrete on, unlike the other one, which was corrugated metal. And there's the doorway. I believe there might be one or two little features just to show you. So oh, this is quite impressive. Don't normally see this. Look, you see the brackets? I can only imagine there was some sort of door. Got one there and sort of one just there. So I guess there was a a little bit of a doorway here at one point. And this, not overly sure if that's original, but it says 1941. There's a bit of a plaque. I'm guessing that actually might have been built or added later on because we never normally see that, but still, might as well show you it. But let's get ourselves out. This is that blast wall and the little steps to get in, look. So there we go. I think that's probably everything I can show you. So let's get back out and meet up with Stu and say goodbye.
So we're going to conclude this video that we haven't been putting out for a little while due for personal reasons, but as you know, it's not anything bad. It's just doing up homes and stuff like that.
Yeah, we've just been a bit busy, but we haven't had a chance to do a lot of local stuff. So what you've been seeing over the last few weeks really is stuff that we put together several months ago, sometimes even last year.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's been really great to get up here on the North Norfolk coast, not far away really from where we live.
No.
Just to check out a few of these sort of military defences.
That's it. But we've had a really, really good day. We're on top of the Vickers machine gun post at the moment. Yeah. We've done the spigot mortar and we've done the section house. Is that right? The
section post, yeah, which was quite nice. Again, it's only a little one this for you. So
yeah, but if you want to see a little bit more, we have been putting a lot more into our Patreon. So please go over to our Patreon. It's £3 a month, is that right?
Yep. So if you want to see what we've been getting up to here on our little camping weekend on the North Norfolk coast, then you can always have a little look at that.
And we have actually vowed that we're going to be putting a lot more Patreon stuff out, so please join. Yeah, yes. And you can see a lot more.
Yeah, but don't forget also we've got our Facebook page, which is growing almost as big as our channel now, as well as Instagram and things. But if you like the video, then please give it a like and a little comment, because we always like to hear from you. It's always appreciated. Our subscribers are doing quite well, so you know, if you want to subscribe, there's loads more playlists and things with stuff like this.
And we do care about our subscribers a lot. We talk about it a lot, actually, even in conversation.
It's actually quite important to us, yeah.
That's it. So anyway, as from Exploring with Em and Stu,
here on the top of Howard Hill, near Cromer.
That's it. We'll see you very, very soon.
Yep. So thanks for watching.
Bye. Bye.